Hello, friends!
Welcome to episode 19 of our podcast, Kidsplorers. We're so excited that you're joining us on our journey to explore and discover new things. You might remember that in our last episode, we explored a really interesting person who made tremendous contributions to the world of cinematography. Charlie Chaplin was one of the earliest film actors, and he became extremely popular because of his wonderful performances in silent films. His movies are incredibly funny. Daniel, Isabella, and I were all so impressed to see how well we understood Charlie Chaplin's films, given that they had no words. At the end of last week's episode, Daniel suggested that for this week's topic, we should explore a magnificent animal called the Smilodon.
Wait a minute, Mummy. I hope you meant to say extinct animal.
And isn't it called the saber-toothed tiger?
That's right. You guys are both correct. Now, unlike animals which we have previously explored, Smilodons used to live in North and South America, which means that we do not need to fly to another country in order to learn more about this week's topic.
Oh, I didn't know the Smilodons used to live in Canada. Are you trying to tell us that Smilodons used to walk right where I'm standing?
Until recently, people thought that the Smilodons lived primarily in the region of modern-day United States. But scientists found new information that places Smilodons in the Canadian province of Alberta. To learn more about this incredible animal, I invited someone to teach us more about it. And he should be here in 3, 2, 1.
Whoa! How did you do this? And who could it be?
Let me check. It's Professor, of course. Hello, Professor.
Hello, friends. I hope I timed the doorbell well. Your mom told me that you guys are learning all about Smilodons today, and I wanted to join you. I have some really cool information we could all look at together.
What an awesome idea. Come on in, Professor. I can't wait to get started.
Okay, so where do we start?
At the beginning, of course. But to do that, we have to travel back in time a bit. 2.5 million years to be exact.
2.5 million years? Whoa! Why do we need to go back that far?
The story of Smilodon started around 2.5 million years ago. You see, around this time, some very big animals roamed the earth. One of these animals lived in North and South America. I'm talking about Smilodons, of course.
Professor, what other big animals used to live here at the time?
Oh, great question. Some of the other giants that lived in this region were mammoths, short-faced bears, American lions, ground sloth, and so many others. In fact, some of these animals were quite afraid of Smilodons because Smilodons were their predators.
Wait, you mean to tell us that the Smilodon ate mammoths? But how? Mammoths were gigantic.
Great question, and one that we will explore today. You see, over the years, scientists have found many fossils or bones which belong to the Smilodon. And with new technology, scientists were able to explore the fossils and learn new information about these extinct animals. This information is how they learned about Smilodons, and more specifically, how the bodies of these wonderful animals worked. Oh, actually, I have a question that will make things a little bit easier for you guys to understand. Do you guys know which big cat is the biggest big cat in the whole world today?
I know. The Siberian tiger is the biggest big cat, of course.
That's right, the Siberian tiger is quite a bit larger than the African lion and Bengal tiger, which are some of the other big cats.
You're both right. So now, just imagine that the Smilodon was about the same size as, if not bigger than, the Siberian tiger. But something set the Smilodons apart from all other big cats. One such very noticeable difference is that the Smilodon had two giant and very sharp knife-like teeth at the front of their mouths. These huge fangs were visible even when the Smilodon's mouth was closed, kind of like those of the walrus.
And is it true that Smilodons use these giant teeth for hunting their prey?
It is true, but they used it a bit differently than how you imagine. Like your mom explained to you, new technology has allowed scientists to figure out how these big cats use these teeth, but in this process they figured other things out too. For example, when comparing Smilodons to modern-day African lions, scientists found out that the skull of a Smilodon is smaller and weaker than that of their modern-day relatives.
Wait, so what does this mean?
This means that despite the very scary look of the Smilodon, their bite could not have been as strong as that of the lions. Aside from their scary teeth, a strong bite can only come from a strong jaw, and with a smaller skull and jaw bones, the Smilodon's bite was much weaker. In fact, a Smilodon's bite is estimated to be only 1/3 as strong as that of today's lions. This means that they could not have been very successful at hunting with their bite alone.
Wait, I don't understand. You guys said that the Smilodon's prey were giant animals like mammoths. How could they hunt them with a weak jaw?
So, the funny thing is that the big teeth of the Smilodons did not strengthen their bite. They actually made it very difficult to hunt small animals, like rabbits. But they were still able to hunt larger animals because they had a few secret weapons. Can you guess what those secret weapons were?
Let me guess. They were super fast like the cheetahs.
Oh, very interesting theory. But unfortunately, you're not quite right. The Smilodons actually had quite short legs, which scientists determined would have slowed them down. So unlike some of their relatives, like the cheetahs for example, Smilodons were not known for their speed. Actually, they were not known for any running because it seems like they also would not do well with running long distances.
That's right. And another reason why they were not great runners is because of their tail. Actually, since they barely had a tail, it's more like the lack of their tail. You see, when you see other big cats running like tigers, lions, and cheetahs, you notice that they use their tail to balance their body and for gaining speed. Their tails help them keep on track when their running speeds get very high. So not having a tail slowed down the Smilodon.
That's very interesting. Okay, so now we know that Smilodons are not known for their speed. I wonder if their secret could be their ability to camouflage then.
Wow, that's another awesome guess. Guys, it sounds like you've been learning about animals quite a bit. But Daniel, your answer is not exactly right, even though it could have helped them a bit. The only problem with us knowing for sure is that scientists cannot say for certain how a Smilodon's fur actually looked. They can only assume what the fur looked like based on seeing other big cats and other animals that lived in the region. So based on this information, scientists concluded that the Smilodons must have had light brown fur with dark spots.
Interesting. Well, in that case, I have one last guess. I hope it'll be right this time, because that's the only other option I can think of. Could it be that the Smilodon's secret weapon was that it was very strong? I think that strength would definitely help a big cat take down other giant animals.
You're absolutely right. The secret weapon of the Smilodon was its strength. When scientists studied Smilodon's fossils, they found that this animal was very large and muscular. Actually, it is believed that Smilodons are far more muscular and generally physically stronger than any modern-day big cat. And to add to this, Smilodons had massive claws, which allowed them to catch their prey with ease.
I'm not sure I understand. If it was not super fast and its teeth were not its secret weapon, how was it successful at hunting?
Well, this is where everything comes together. The The Smilodon's fur helped it camouflage while it stalks its prey. Once the animal came closer, the Smilodon would attack it with its sharp claws, pulling it to the ground with incredible strength. Once the animal was on the ground, the Smilodon would deliver its final blow, an extremely sharp bite to the neck with its knife-like teeth.
And to make things a bit easier, scientists think that Smilodons lived in small prides, similar to the lions. This means that they were one of very few social cats that lived and hunted together. This made hunting easier because they hunted in groups and helped each other get their prey.
Whoa, that sounds like quite the technique.
I agree, they sound so smart, which makes me wonder, if they had such a good way of hunting, how is it that they became extinct?
Ooh, we are finally coming to the end. You see, scientists believe that Smilodons became extinct around 10,000 years ago. When extinction happens, it's important to look at what else changed at this time, and quite a few things were changing. One of them was that more and more humans were coming to this region. Since humans hunted similar prey, Smilodons had added competition for food.
And since they could not eat smaller animals, like we explained earlier, they were slowly losing their food source. Another reason they faced extinction was because the climate was becoming warmer. Around the time that Smilodons became extinct, the temperature in the region began to climb up. Since the weather was becoming warmer, the vegetation in the region began to change. This impacted the herbivores that Smilodon hunted, like wild horses, bison, mammoths, and ground sloths, to name just a few.
Wait, what is a herbivore?
Herbivores are animals that eat only vegetation or plants.
That's right. And since herbivores had less food to eat, many had to move to other regions in search of food. Of those who stayed in the region, sadly, many have died. This also impacted Smilodons, of course, who were carnivores and relied on these animals for their food source.
Let me guess. If herbivores eat vegetation, then carnivores are meat eaters?
Exactly. And with less and less prey to hunt and more competition from other carnivores, the Smilodons slowly began to die out until they became completely extinct.
Wow, I'm so impressed by this animal, and even more impressed how we just learned about 2 million years of history in just a few minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe it took just a few minutes, but I learned a ton.
Hey friends, I'm going on a small vacation to one of the most beautiful places in the world, Niagara Falls. I thought that if you're looking for a cool topic to explore next week, this could be it. I'll come back with a ton of information and we can learn all about this beautiful place. What do you think?
I love this idea.
Me too, let's do it.
Awesome! I'd also love to learn about this beautiful place. Daniel and Isabella, you might not remember this, but when you were very little, Daddy and I took you to these incredible falls. We should definitely visit this city again, but until we do, exploring the falls together is the next best thing. So friends at home, join us next Sunday as we explore the awesome Niagara Falls. We really hope that you enjoyed tuning in to today's episode. If you enjoy exploring these amazing topics along with us, we would love it if you could leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any platform that you listen to us on. In the review, please include some of your topic suggestions of what you would like us to explore, and we will be super excited to learn about that topic with you in future episodes. You can also send us an audio recording with your topic suggestion to our email, kidsplorers.podcast@gmail.com, and we will be super excited to feature your message in that episode. Your reviews are really important as they allow our podcast to grow. You can also connect with us on Facebook and Instagram by searching Kidsplorers Podcast. We always love hearing from you guys. And this is it, the end of our 19th episode. Thank you, Professor, for helping Isabella, Daniel, and I explore this incredible topic. Until next time, friends!
Thank you all.
Until next week, goodbye.